What's up, kinfolk, and welcome back to the channel. If you're new here, do me a favor and subscribe. If you already are subscribed, do me a favor and get notified so you'll know whenever I upload new videos to the channel. All right, kinfolk, come on into the house. We have a lot to talk about, and it centers around rumors that allegedly Porsha has finally secured her season Sweet 16 storyline for Real Housewives of Atlanta. What is it? Well, I have some new information that may answer that question and more, and here it goes. Rumors are that Porsha has finally secured her storyline for season 16 of Real Housewives of Atlanta. The source said, after Porsha's unexpected divorce announcement, producers were left scrambling trying to figure out how to package her. Everything they wanted to film was no longer an option, but now it seems all of that has changed. The source continued, as reported last month, Porsha was desperate to change the narrative around her divorce from Simon. Rumors were that her team was pushing for her to create a new storyline around ex-fiancé Dennis McKinley. However, many were unsure if Dennis would cooperate with Porsha and her team's wishes. However, it seems like he may have had a change of heart. Allegedly, Dennis has agreed to be Porsha's love interest for the upcoming season of Real Housewives of Atlanta. The source said, the plan seems to already be in motion, as Dennis has already started to comment under a few of Porsha's IG posts, most notably asking the reality star to come back home. Allegedly, the two are gearing up for an all-out rekindling romance for the cameras. Allegedly, producers are on the fence about the new storyline, but don't have much to work with Porsha. After she left everyone scrambling during her pre-production announcement, anything to try to fix that scandal would just have to do for now, ended the source. Now, kinfolk, this is some information that's coming out of the very tight-lipped filming of Real Housewives of Atlanta season 16. And we're going to just hop right into this rumor that Porsha has finally secured a storyline for the upcoming season of Real Housewives of Atlanta. Now, I'll be the first one to say that I'm not too surprised about this storyline and its possibility of actually being filmed in front of the cameras. I know right now it's just alleged information, but it also sounds like the more plausible plot or direction for Porsha to take her narrative and the storyline for the upcoming season in light of being in divorce proceedings with Simon. So the first part of this rumor that I think we all can agree with is this. Once again, Dennis has come in and saved the day for Porsha. Dennis is that solid rock and foundation in Porsha's life that I think that she finally understands is one of her most valuable assets. There have been many times where Dennis has come in and saved Porsha's image and also sometimes even Porsha's job. Everyone has already said that Dennis and his mom served no purpose in filming with Porsha and her family for the Porsha spinoff, because at that time Porsha was already engaged to Simon, and it seems as if the more perfect fit would have been to go on this retreat with Simon's family and Porsha's family and not Dennis. But allegedly behind the scenes, people knew that Dennis' family would bring more of the drama and more of the entertainment aspects to Porsha's reality program or reality TV show. So it was alleged that they really pushed for Dennis to bring his family on the trip. And of course, Dennis obliged Porsha and said, you know what, this is the daughter of my mom. I'm going to help her with her bag. And so we all seen time and time again how Dennis has come in and saved the show, even when he has been made out to be the villain or the bad guy. So I think for Porsha, we all can agree that Dennis really is that solid person who is not afraid to put on his Superman cape to come and save the day for Porsha. Now, kinfolk, the next part of this rumor has to piggyback off the first part, and it's this. Now, Dennis is a very smart man, right? And, you know, I really do feel like he just blindly puts his cape on for Porsha every time she needs help, simply because that's the mother of his daughter. And if Porsha is good, that means their daughter is good. But don't make no mistakes about it. Dennis is also a businessman. And I do believe that he may be taking this opportunity to get back in front of the camera to promote a new business. It's kind of like win-win for both of them. And I think Porsha understands that this rekindling of their relationship allegedly may just actually be transactional and nothing serious. I think it really is a save for Porsha, the fact that she has somebody who's willing to film with her as her love interest that people are familiar with, and also who is a person who is ultimately a fan favorite. So we're going to see how that thing plays out, but allegedly, if this goes through, that they are going to definitely rekindle their relationship in front of the cameras, that I do think it is going to be very entertaining, very interesting to see. And one thing about Dennis, he is one of the only people who can really get answers out of Porsha, right? Porsha does sometimes feel more open to talk to Dennis about a lot of things. And if we're going to get a really behind-the-scenes, in-depth understanding of her relationship or marriage with Simon, I think that Dennis is the perfect person to pull it out of her. Now, kinfolk, the third thing about this rumor, and I think that is the reason why Porsha probably ultimately has decided to go this route, if you are to believe this rumor, is this. Porshas Brand, on top of beauty and wealth, is to always appear desirable, right? And when you appear desirable, you have to always have a love interest. You have to always have someone who is chasing behind you, who wants to be with you, who's always constantly professing their love to you. And then when you see her get this divorce from Simon, and you see Simon coming after her so vigorously, it seems as if there may not even have been any love there. And that's not good for Porshas Brand. You know, the more perfect thing would be Simon trying to win back her affection and trying to win back her love and trying to win back their marriage. But that's not happening at all. So Porsha has to maintain this image of being desirable. And so what's more perfect than to have Dennis wanting to fight to get back in her life? It seems as if Dennis desires her and wants to be with her and makes it seem that she is still a prize no matter what Simon says. And that works well with Porshas Brand, and a very smart move on her behalf. It keeps everything intact. Porsha is still this pretty young, rich social life who have the men just drooling all over her, even if it's just perceived or even staged. But again, Dennis fits this bill, and I do believe that in the long run, it is going to suit her better than having a whole season of her being dragged through the mud with this divorce from Simon. We saw how it played out with Kenya and other housewives, and at some point, we just get kind of tired of it. And it's going to be also fun to see Porsha and Dennis, if you are to believe this rumor, back together and relearning each other and having fun and co-parenting. I think that is like some organic chemistry and an organic storyline that us, the fans, have been actually wanting for quite some time. Now, kinfolk, the last part of this rumor that I do kind of also agree with, even though I feel like her and Dennis getting back together does save her and gives her a safe storyline. But the flip side of that is this. You know, there's no better storyline for Porsha than her storyline with her divorce from Simon, right? That is the best storyline that Porsha probably has had since the whole Bolo incident, since the whole Fallon situation. The only thing about it is that even though that storyline is the best storyline, it seems like also is the most detrimental storyline for Porsha. Simon's already shown us that he's not afraid to get down in the mud and drag Porsha's name in the mud. And Porsha's image can't take any more hits, especially from people who know her intimately. So, even though we all can agree that the Simon divorce storyline is probably the better, more juicy storyline, I think it's also understandable that we all realize that it's probably not the safe storyline for Porsha to engage in. And surprisingly, I think Porsha understands that as well. And I think that's why we haven't seen this big push to try to get the cameras to film anything that's been going on between her and her divorce from Simon, outside of her trying to gain access to actually film inside the house. Now, we don't know if she's been granted the access just yet, but she has been doing a couple of lives inside the house, the closet of the home. So we don't know if she has that access to the home just as yet. But I also would say that it's very important for Porsha to kind of like walk a fine line, especially when you have the cameras in front of your face over the next couple of months filming. Because there's no telling what Simon may do in order to get a little camera time. And so again, while that may be the better storyline, the more interesting storyline is also the most detrimental storyline to Porsha, her brand, and her image. And it's best that she stay clear of it. But kinfolk, I want to know what you guys think. If you are to believe this rumor, because right now it's just alleged information, Do you think Porsha and Dennis rekindling their romance is a better storyline than Porsha and Simon's divorce? Or do you think ultimately Porsha and Simon's divorce is a better storyline than her trying to get back with Dennis? Let me know what you guys think in the comment section below. Alright, Kim Folk, as always, if you enjoyed this video, please like, share, subscribe, and comment. And I'll see you guys over in the next one. Peace.